20 years of being in power and yet being able to deliver such a historic mandate. It seems the idea of anti-incumbency itself is being turned on its head, with now pro-incumbency coming to the fore.
Yeah, not only do we have pro-incumbency, I think governments have realized they're in a position to offer welfare measures, or what you might call freebies, like never before, and they're swinging elections. But let's not take away from Nitish's achievement. What's more spectacular is he didn't do anything terribly different in the last term. There's been no new issue in this election apart from his own charisma, his own personality, the sense that people want him. How many politicians can you say that about?
No, also despite his mental, physical health being the way it is, all the questions being asked, he's delivered arguably a very improbable victory given the scale of this historic mandate, Ashok Malik.
Look, I think his voters sat back and said there is some fatigue, there is some sense of sameness, we want some change, badlav as Yogendra put it, and then compared it to what was on offer, that if Nitish goes, who comes, what comes, there is a question mark. And they decided to opt for the tried, tested, yes, he's aging, but he's tried and tested, we still trust him. And that's
what does this mean, Ajija, as a non-resident Bihari, for the future of Bihar politics? This was so much about Nitish and Modi. What does today's verdict reveal, if at all, anything about what may happen 5 years from now?
See, first of all, let's point out the fact that except for 2020, Nitish has performed exceedingly well in all the elections. In 2010, JDU got 115 seats. In fact, Modi ji was not around at that time. It was Sushil Modi who was his partner. So Nitish has always been popular in every election. In 2015, when he went on the other side, he delivered a massive verdict, against the BJP. So that way Nitish has been popular. He's always got pro-incumbency vote. But this particular election, when the opposition painted him as if he's got dementia, he's mentally not sound, and after that such great performance as this election is extraordinary. See, he will have a enduring legacy in Bihar. First 20 years, I think, even if Bihar is behind other states in terms of, let's say, economic indicators, but look at the growth rate under Nitish. In this particular year, it's 14%, second highest in the country. For the last 20 years, it's 8 to 10%, which is almost double digit. For a state like Bihar, which is so poor, at least in 6 sectors, Nitish has shown extraordinary growth. Sectors like, construction, hospitality, for example, roads. These are the sectors overall growing 32% on an average 8 to 10%. So Nitish has performed.
Is Nitish likely to stay chief minister, you think, for 5 years? Ashok Malik, your best sense, will the BJP make him chief minister? Could there be a twist? Or are they more likely to want to change a few months or years down the road?
I think he'll begin this 5-year term as chief minister. Whether he's still chief minister at the end of the 5 years is an open question. I'd like to make one point here. The BJP, if you look at just the BJP, it has won roughly the same number of seats as it won in 2010. Quantitatively, it's the same. Qualitatively, the two elections and the two BJPs are very, very different. That was a BJP riding on Nitish's coattails. It had a limited independent identity. This partnership is much more equitable. We spoke about Bihar seeing itself as part of the national mainstream. Outmigration from Bihar has surged in the past 20 years, in the Nitish period as well, as the economy in India has grown. Remittances now contribute 66% to household income. It was 30% at the beginning of this century. That means the voter is also starting to think beyond regional parties, beyond just Bihar. There is a nuanced interplay between the national political economy and local voter choices.